Behold, RPGs and Baby Makes 3.
RPGs and Baby Makes 3 Reimagined.
RPGs and Baby Makes 3 Reimagined. Episode 10 since the return. Big time. Episode 10. Thanks to everybody who has been listening. Like and subscribe. We've actually been having a lot of people listen.
Oh.
Which has been nice.
Great.
Yeah, I've been surprised.
Well, you love listening to your own voice.
I
so
do, really.
You would hope
it's just
others
really,
would like to
actually,
listen
it's
to
not
it.
true. We haven't been having a lot of people listen. We've been having me listen a lot of times. So it looks like the numbers are higher. Well, we have a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's roll for initiative. So, this section of the show, we usually talk about gaming that we've done recently, which you have done. Have you done any gaming at all?
I have done role-playing a content mother.
LARPing. Content mother.
It's been easy at times, but also really hard. And the fact that instead of saying no, our son just screams and throws something now, it's it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, at times. It has been easier though, a little bit.
Here and there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean we're off of the cliff's edge for a bit here.
Yeah, but he was an absolute doll for a little bit there. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
realized how good it could get.
It was so glorious.
And then it came crashing down.
So I think, was it the last episode our Mother's Day episode was a few episodes back.
Somewhere, I don't know.
And that was the kind of the worst of it, was right then.
Wow, that...
But I mean, like, also to be fair, like, you gotta think, we had this string of, like, sickness there for a while that just made everything harder.
Yeah.
So-
And I might have allergies, or I might be sick right now. It's 50-50.
I think it's allergy. I'm allergized.
I
I'm
don't-
feeling pretty allergized.
You know, I mean, I think there's always a reason to have, an allergy issue in Savannah.
Yeah.
Plus, it was just monsoon season. That was impressive.
Now it is dead.
It is so hot.
So hot here in Georgia. Well, I have played a lot of AD&D 2nd Edition.
Yeah, you've had a lot of role-playing time.
Yeah, I played a couple of sessions of Krakenheim, which usually 1 to 2 hours. Krakenheim is the sort of northern ice barbarians Greyhawk campaign that is run by Lord Cass, or as he's known on Discord, or Chris. British guy, great GM, really a lot of fun. Play with this Norwegian guy. It's actually Andre, I think is how you kind of pronounce his name, but we could just call him Andre.
You got to Americanize that
Americanize
stuff. You
it,
just
that's
got to say Andre.
It's Andre.
Andre.
And
Andre.
it's just the 2-player campaign. And I got to tell you, it is absolutely proof to me that a 2-player campaign can work if you do it right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, we have so much fun, the 3 of us, and it surprises me a little bit that I almost wonder if playing online makes it work better. I don't know why I think that, but I wonder if it, because maybe it's just a little more awkward if it's just the 3 people sitting at a table. But when you're online, it's like, who cares?
See, I kind of feel like the more people, the more awkward it is, because everybody's staring at you.
In real life.
Yeah.
The more people, it can get a little awkward. It's really weird. We had, this is going back a ways and going off on a tangent, but I played in, right before the pandemic, Amanda Plegman, our good friend, was starting a campaign for a White Wolf's game, Changeling. And we only got to play 2 sessions. We essentially had like a character creation session and then like session 1, and then the pandemic hit and it was just over.
Yep.
And in the first session, we introduced our characters by telling stories in this, like all of our characters were meeting, we were all telling stories. I don't know, some sort of ritualistic thing. And there's 13 players in this game.
Jesus Christ.
And so you had to
No.
basically the second session, you have to go and sort of take the spotlight in front of 12 other 13 other people, because the storyteller Amanda, and tell the story. And it was very daunting.
That's too many. How does everybody get a turn during a game?
I don't know, but it actually ended up being pretty fun. I know one thing, for example, there was a lot of meta stuff that we were doing that made it, and maybe this is the nature of that game, but there was a lot of fun meta stuff that we were doing that made it interesting when the focus wasn't on you. So, like, our good friend Howard, who's also been on this podcast before, although I believe he went by Bianca when we had him on to talk about the library gaming thing and note-taking.
Lots of notes.
Howard and I and one other player, for example, decided to kind of like room together, or not room together, but like the group was very big and we didn't all like live together necessarily. We had like a main base, but then we also kind of like had our own spaces, and we had to like develop connections and stuff. And so we went and we did these almost like meta side quests, like where you spend time like you might like talk to an oracle and like learn something, and then you do something in like a meta way, like a gamey way. I don't even know how to exactly just describe it, but like we would like design the floors of like our mansion that we were gonna have control over, and like make plans about how we were gonna do things, and it just felt like there was lots of times when we were doing something without being attended to by the GM or the storyteller. So anyway, maybe I think Amanda has a lot of experience with LARPing, and there was some other players in there that were LARPers, and I think that must be the nature of LARPing, because you can't just have the storyteller attending to all players at all times. You just have to be role-playing amongst each other at times. A lot of the time, right?
I don't know.
Anyway. Off on a huge tangent here.
Yeah, not surprising.
Not surprising.
I stopped paying attention. I was looking at the balloon shadows on the wall when you were talking.
Maybe I'll just edit all
Because,
that
our son bought the biggest balloon.
It says happy birthday on it. His birthday is in November.
It's like 3 feet, right?
Yes.
It's huge.
Also running Temple of Elemental Evil. Still, that was...
Oh, we're still going about this. Okay.
This is other games that are being played.
Yeah, we're still going.
Well, the game... I mean, this is a podcast. It just goes on until it's done. I mean, we're only, I don't know, less than 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
You can see the look on Gretchen's face right now. It is priceless.
Like 8 of those minutes is you. So, Temple of Elemental Evil, somebody died.
Yeah, Bud, his character Ren, he was brutally killed by Loreth the Beautiful, who is like the ruler.
Are they beautiful?
Yes, a very incredibly attractive priest.
And deadly.
The Spider Queen, Lolth.
Oh. So it's kind of like Scientology. They just give you someone really attractive to lure you in.
Yeah, he has outrageous stats. Like he has an 18 strength and 18 wisdom and an 18 charisma. I know at very least.
Wow.
And then he has some other high stats. I mean, he's in the module, so it is what it is. I mean, I didn't make it up or anything, but he's brutal. So the Temple of Elemental Evil, of course, is a classic module, and it started with another smaller module called the Village of Hamlet.
No, I was just laughing because I was just thinking about my character skis.
Uh-huh.
He actually has really high
Explain
stats.
who skis is.
Okay, my Aarakocra seagull in
Ghosts of Saltmarsh
Yeah,
campaign,
Ghosts of Saltmarsh.
5th edition. Ghosts
and
of Saltmarsh.
it's just hilarious because I have one stat that's like an 8. And it's because the dice you gave me, I started with those dice. And by the time I rolled all of the 2s or something, Just
You're like, I'm done with this dice.
yes, and I put it away. And then whatever dice I picked up, it was amazing. And I forgot to mark which dice.
So I basically gave you these brand new special sort of like sparkly aquatic themed dice for the new campaign, and they instantly fail you.
Yeah, I have never had, statistically speaking, it should never roll that many of the same number. I could not believe it. They're weighted weird, or at least that one.
Well, that's just a D6 though, which is so strange. But the D6, I mean, surprisingly, don't use the D6. At least I don't use the D6.
But I'm going to start using the others. What's going to happen?
I don't know. I mean, maybe you're just shaking off the rust.
Well, that D6 is dead to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that. That's fair.
Because then later on, I just decided to roll it to see what the hell would happen, and more twos popped up.
So weird.
It's really
Two,
weird.
isn't that opposite of 5, right? So, like, it's not even... I don't know, it's weird.
It is
Strange.
weird. It is so weird. But it's a problem with the dice. It's not a cursed dice. We've gotten into this before, way early on, in the pre-Reimagined years.
Yeah. In the years long ago, back in 2020, 2021.
Back we
I
weren't
don't know, when did
as tired as we are now. How is that possible?
That's not even possible.
I'm more rested now.
Yeah, you've been getting some awesome rest.
Yeah, I have.
All right, so but the last
Okay,
thing we're going to talk
yes.
about...
Temple of Elemental Evil. Killed
No,
good-looking guy.
we're past that.
Past that. Okay.
We're way past that. We're way past
Good,
that.
I'm glad I took
Watch
over
the
that.
episode. It's on YouTube. I also went to Free RPG Day.
You did.
So that was this
and I went
past
to
weekend.
a kid's birthday to start. You
And then I came
later.
and joined you
Yeah.
after Free RPG Day. And
was
picked
Toddler
up a
Town.
huge haul.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I brought it over so we could kind of...
Look at-
I haven't
look at
even
this stuff.
really, like, super looked at it hardcore. I've seen already some, like... There's, like,
I'm gonna
people
put my greasy
want...
mitts all over
Oh, who
this.
cares? So let's go through this. So this Loup Garou, which is a...
Werewolf, right?
It's, I guess it must be a werewolf thing here. It is a graphic novel. It appears...
I hope they're
Wait
doing
a
more
second.
seasons.
Oh no, this is a choose your own adventure
Oh, hey.
style game book.
How do
That's
you like
really
that? What's this? It's got a skull.
cool. Mazes.
Oh, with a QR code on the top.
Nicely done. This is the Zero
like-
Prep Introduction to Fantasy Role Playing Mazes.
Is that like the reverse AA symbol?
It's like always drunk.
It's a
There's
circle
the
with-
symbol. It's like it looks like it's basically a triangle inside of a circle
Pointing
on the
down.
front. So let's describe some of this.
Okay.
First of all,
Yes.
Loup Garou, it has this
Scratches on it.
claw marks on
Claw
it. Definitely
marks.
reminiscent of the Vampire the or Werewolf the Apocalypse.
Or the
cover.
scratches Lincoln's classmate put on your arm recently.
Yeah, that's right. When one of Lincoln's classmates literally
The
ran
feral
up to
child.
me and went, "Rah!" and scratched me with his claws.
That was shocking.
Yeah. So apparently that's what this game is about, toddlers.
Toddlers. Okay.
So then there's this game, Mazes. Again, Zero Prep
Zero Prep.
Introduction to Fantasy Role Playing.
Got a cool skull.
And it's got a skull on the front.
I like the texture of the paper too.
I know it's like almost like thick newsprint or something
Yeah, but
in a way.
it's also like a notepad.
It is. It's kind of like a notepad.
Like a-
Now, okay, so
weird.
before we go any further, Free RPG Day is a yearly event that some game shops will participate in.
You have to sign up for it.
You have
right?
to sign up for it, and then they'll have a bunch of free RPGs that you can come in. And then each store is allowed to set their own guidelines. The store I went to, you could just take whatever you wanted, and one of whatever of each of it, whatever you wanted. So I took most of them. There were a few that just were like, yeah, I don't care about that in the least. So I didn't take them, but I grabbed a bunch of them, and this is what we got. This is Gretchen's looking right now, flipping through a zine, I guess you might call it, or a kind of like a digest called Level 1, and it's the 4th issue, and these are indie
Oh, Rob.
RPGs. This is called Rainbow Bridge.
That
Holy,
is so sad.
tell us what about this game.
You are household pets who've crossed the rainbow bridge, but your journey's just begun.
Oh
my God, that
Lord
kills me.
almighty. What a game. So there you go. Who was that by? Let's give them a little shout out here. Here's this
Let me stop
Rainbow
crying here.
Bridge
M.
by M.
Belanger?
Belanger.
That's
Bellinger,
definitely
maybe
how it's pronounced.
Bellinger.
Belanger.
All audiences, AA. 1+. So you could be 1+ play. So 1 player or less. Right?
I love the cover art.
Yeah, so this is an indie RPG anthology.
Level 1. Yes.
So most of these games are really simple, short games, or very niche, obviously.
Contrification? You're dead.
By Sylvia Jimenez.
Maybe it just happened.
Jimenez.
Maybe you've been hanging around this mortal coil for decades. No matter how you got here or how long you've been here, this place has become home, and you and a handful of other post-lifers have grown accustomed to it.
Very good.
Post-lifers, I like that.
All right.
Oh, well, wait, we should do a shout out there, right?
What was it?
Sylvia Jimenez.
I already threw it out there. Yeah.
All right. I wasn't listening to you.
All right, so let's take. We got a lot here. So this is a pocket RPG guide, which was interesting. A little zine. 5 pro tips become a great GM. It's kind of a little thing. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna just take a look at that. What do you got here?
Heckin' good doggos.
Yeah.
Heckin'. I love that word.
Someone's last day at the track. It's got a great little sort of cartoon graphic novel-y sort of front cover feel to it.
Yeah, with also like the Star Trek font.
Oh yeah, that is the Star Trek font. It's a fairly chunky book though. It's not like nothing. How many pages is this thing looking like? 36 pages? Yeah, okay, 36 page book here.
I like the illustrations of the dogs.
Yeah, it looks like you play dogs. I mean, it's clearly a dog playing game. Apparently there was another game. Another dog playing game that I did not get that one. This is an adventure called Heist at the Museum. It's a one-shot game for a one-shot 5e thing. I actually kind of grabbed that because I thought I might. Don't look at it too tightly because I was thinking about maybe throwing this into our...
It is so dark in this room. It is so hard for me to read.
Look at these tokens in here. It's a pretty sizable adventure again as well. This is about 20 pages, 22 pages.
I see that. A devilish piper.
Oh, look at that. Root, the Hacksaw Dell Quick Starts for Root, the role-playing game.
I love that artwork.
Right?
That's nice. Oh, and I love the texture of the paper.
It smells good, too. You smell that? You smell it?
That, like, a little bit.
Oh, it smells
Definitely
really
not
good.
a day to try those other adventure scents.
We'll get back to that someday.
One day. That's...
Nice cover. Nice little... This is a more like a... what would you say? Is that like... 9 by 12 book or...
Yeah, I would say so.
About size. It's a nice size. It's not a... it's not nothing either. It's what, 20 some pages. The quick start. So this must have some adventure in it or something like that.
Yeah, 30 pages.
All right, so this is an interesting one here. This is a...
Yes, you were pretty excited about this.
I'm not excited about it so much as the oddity of it is interesting to me. The G.I. Joe Transformers crossover adventure. It says Cobra Con Fusion. I guess Cobra joins forces with the Decepticons, and so G.I. Joe has to join the Autobots and fight against them. This is... Yes, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, side note, we grew up watching G.I. Joe and Transformers and stuff, and you recently watched some G.I. Joe and realized how violent it was and how
so
it's not for a kid.
No way.
We're fine.
Literally, just, it's like they just explode each other and fight the whole episode. And then at the end, they're like, here, kid, eat an apple. And they're like and knowing is half the battle. And that makes it okay. All right, what do you got here in your hands? Oh, so this is Dragonbane. This was a Free League game. It's a fantasy. I think it was like the first Swedish RPG.
Oh, well, it's got that kind of European troll.
Could be. I might be wrong about that, Swedish. I'm sorry if Sweden, all of our Swedish listeners, if I'm wrong about that information.
I love the art. Yeah, whoever put these things out, I'm really glad that people are putting attention and detail into art.
Oh God, art in game books now is amazing. I'd have to show you Morkborg.
Morkborg?
Morkborg.
I can really say that right now with a stuffy nose. Morkborg.
That's Dragonbane. This is a Pathfinder adventure called A Few Flowers.
A Few Flowers More.
I literally got it because there's a giant sentient mushroom on the front of it, and our kid is into, Lincoln's into mushrooms and stuff, so I just got it because of that reason. So there's...
Yeah, more good art. Yeah.
Yeah,
It looks like a gnome battling a mushroom.
Yeah, with a
What's
gnome
not to
with like
there?
a scythe? Is that a scythe it has?
Looks like it. I think
Yeah.
the one thing that's not to like about it is it says Pathfinder.
I know.
So
It's actually Pathfinder 2nd edition, too.
so super crunchy for my slow brain. Ooh, who is that?
And that is...
Fluffang?
That's the yeah, of course. The Fluffang, duh. What do you, like, call yourself a nerd and you know what a Fluffang is?
That's like Bowser.
It
skulls.
is. What is it called?
Popcorn.
Its name is
Plain
Popcorn? It is Popcorn. Yeah, okay.
Popcorn is short-tempered. Oh, it's describing me.
Also buttery and delicious. Octung Cthulhu Operation Kindling, which is a pulp World War II adventure versus Cthulhu. I guess it's adventure for Octung Cthulhu.
You could get really dark with that.
Well, I wonder how dark it gets. It's World War II, so I'm sure it's really messed up.
Yeah. You know,
I mean, I would be interested.
That's the old time debate. Is it wrong to kill Nazis?
What?
Right.
Why is that the old time debate?
You haven't heard this discussion?
No.
No, it's like everyone. Well, there's a small contingent of people that debate whether or not it's okay to kill Nazis in shows and games and stuff, like, because it's Nazis.
They're
That's
Nazis.
like people?
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess they're people, but if you're playing it in a video game yeah, I get it. Finally, A Taste of the Moon, an
cheese.
adventure for Vampire the Masquerade.
Okay, yeah, it's not cheese unless it's blood cheese. Is there blood cheese? There's blood cheese.
There's gotta be blood cheese.
Probably called like blue cheese.
Speaking of art, this is interesting,
The
right?
Velveteen Bunny. Hey,
Hey, hello. I have been...
drink up.
Kind of almost looks like a magazine inside, doesn't it?
A little
Is
bit.
this an adventure? Is this a...
A taste of an old friend.
I am
A surprise
having
werewolf.
a rekindled interest in vampire of late, and so although this is definitely the new edition, obviously,
Is it less crunchy?
the original edition is not crunchy. It's
I don't
easy.
know, man.
That system is super easy. It's dice pools. It's very easy. Stat plus ability or skill. It's easy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just bought the books because I wanted to play.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you got.
Yeah, so I got this-
and
oh.
you got like a duper.
and I got one miniature. So if
sorry.
every purchase you could get one thing. And I was going to buy something because I was like, all right, they're hosting this. I want to buy something from the local game store. So I actually bought the core book to root.
Where the hell did I put this? There we go.
And I got a D&D Icons of the Realms miniature, the Harrigan Brigand promo, which is a bunny rabbit with a stick. With a couple sticks, basically. It's like a
That looks like it would mess you up. Those sticks.
bunny. Yeah, it's a bunny rabbit
With
adventure. I guess it's a
drumsticks.
brigand. Apparently, they're not nice bunnies. They're jerk bunnies.
No, it looks like that bunny would mess you up.
Yeah, seriously, mess you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rabbits are temperamental.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they really are temperamental. Don't mess with rabbits. No, you saw. I mean, I've seen that documentary, Monty Python's Holy Grail, and in it, I saw that bunny on there.
Yeah. Like I have that purse upstairs that's the rabbit. 'Cause that was
Oh,
my
that's
costume.
right. Yeah. That was a good costume. Anyway, so that's the role-playing we've been doing lately. If you've been doing some role-playing, let us know. RPGs and babymakes3 at gmail.com. That's the number 3. Send us an email, and maybe I'll check it. I haven't checked it in a while.
Are we done?
Are we done with this episode?
Are we?
We were going to talk about immersion, but we also talked longer about this other stuff. Should we just call it quits here?
We should probably call it quits.
I think this has been a pretty good episode. I will mention one other thing here. Well, let's go to our final segment here.
Okay.
And we'll talk about books for a second.
All right.
Adios, amigo!
I wanted to talk a little bit about something I'm excited about, and that's that I am getting to write an article because I like a role-playing game. We're going to be playing Junior Brave's Survival Guide to the Apocalypse.
Which is amazing. I love this game.
And that game is based on Junior Braves of the Apocalypse, which is a graphic novel, and I am going to get to interview the creators of it, and I'm also trying to get the writers of the game, although that's been a little bit more of a challenge than I expected, and I'm going to write an article for the newspaper about it. So we're going to also play a session of the RPG, and I'm going to use a little bit of that.
Do you know who I am? I'm kind of a big deal. Did you try that line with him?
I didn't. You know,
It
I
always
really
works.
should do
It
that.
always works, yeah.
Uh-huh. I write for a newspaper in a city with 165,000 people.
I'm pretty sure we have more now, but okay, yeah.
With 200,000 people.
And that includes all the outer areas.
Newspapers, it's the wave of the future. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be really cool. I'm excited about that. I got to write that VFW D&D piece, and I'm actually going to be writing about a new game shop that's opening up in town.
Roll
too.
the Bones.
Roll the Bones. This new. They're calling themselves a gaming community center. They have actually hired an artist to do a couple of murals in this spot.
Anyone we know?
Nobody we know. Their name is escaping me at the moment, but I have actually been in communication with them, and they're gonna do. You know, I'm gonna get her name right now, but they're gonna be doing like these. It seems like most game shops these days, of course, have an area for playing games, but this is like
It's got rooms and stuff.
yeah, it looks like there's like I would say 3/4 or more of the space is gaming space as opposed to the shop area.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how they end up doing it. And
it's near your favorite place to eat.
Chicken Salad Chick. Which is so weird. I know, look, I love lots of indie restaurants and stuff. Chicken Salad Chick's not my favorite restaurant, but I do really like it.
What is your favorite restaurant?
My favorite restaurant in Savannah or my favorite restaurant ever? Anywhere.
Savannah.
My favorite restaurant in Savannah... What is my... Do you have a favorite?
So I think for like a special date,
Elizabeth on 37th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's for in terms of that's almost been a perfect experience every time we've gone there.
Yeah.
Like it's that level.
You pay for it.
It's pretty much a Yeah, but it's really good.
It is really good.
Also had a really great time at the Grey that one time for that fancy meal. But I've heard it's mixed. I've heard the Grey is
the
mixed.
chef.
The executive chef isn't there.
And she's opening up a restaurant in Atlanta. So
Austin.
In Austin? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Favorite restaurants. We're on a tangent, but who cares? We're favorite restaurants
just to
in
like
Savannah.
chill and go to Bull Street Taco is great.
I love Bull Street. I know that sounds kind of funny too.
And they're expanding, so
yeah, they are expanding. I like Green Truck too, which is a burger joint in town.
I never feel good after Green Truck.
I never do either, but I like the vibe inside, and I like the food when I'm eating it. And they now have Coke Zero on tap, which is great.
Oh, now they're gonna have a nice big outdoor area. They're redoing it. Anyway.
We're off on a tangent, but it's Gail Kicklighter is the name of the artist, and I did not know her. But
You've never heard of the Kicklighters here in Savannah?
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Are they famous?
Well, you know, it's there's old Savannah names.
Okay, cool. Well, we're friends. I think we're following her. I'm following. Yeah, we're following each other, and I am excited to see what she does. Her tagline or her I don't know, our little mini bio on Instagram, which is Lady Balrog, actually is her name on Instagram, which is great. And she says, "I'm an unnatural redhead who dresses like Chewbacca and makes art."
Oh.
So I don't know what dressing like Chewbacca is, because doesn't Chewbacca just wear like a belt of like grenades, and that's basically it? I mean, what clothes does Chewbacca wear?
Yeah, it's a good question.
So she just runs around. Okay, we're getting off on a tangent.
I'm trying to get into. Her Instagram is private. Like, how do you? I want to see the art. I can't see the art.
Oh, weird. Yeah, I'm friends with her. Yes. Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm going to be able to write about that. It's a community center, and it's going to have games, and they're going to be doing like these giveaways and all that stuff. I think they're opening July 27th or 29th. Which day is it? I think it's the 27th or the 29th. It's around in there. Anyway, that'll be cool. So I get to write some role-playing stuff. So I just wanted to talk about that. I want to brag about myself. Not really brag about myself, because I actually really like when I can support a community. I did that with the art community for so long, and now it's fun to expand that opportunity to supporting the gaming community, because I do love gaming so much, you know, so it's kind of cool to be able to do that.
Yeah.
What are you reading? And then we'll get out of here.
Well, I just finished Ready Player 2.
And the reviews all...
It was alright.
It's got a...
It's just... Ready Player 1 was so good, and Ready Player 2 is just rolling on those coattails a little bit.
Yep, that's what I've heard too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
Fine.
And then I'm reading the
What is
Glass
that? What was that?
Thrones.
Okay, so we went to the bookstore. Okay, so Gretchen and I did a lovely thing today, and we took the last 45 minutes we have before we picked up Lincoln, and went to a lovely coffee shop,
Yes.
Foxy Loxy.
Yep.
And we got some coffees, and we sat outside in the shade in the back patio, and actually we were right next to the fan, and it was lovely.
It was lovely.
And then we walked through this bookstore that is connected next to Foxy Loxy, E-Shaver, which is a local bookstore, and they have like 2 locations now, one that's
Which
next
is
to the
really
coffee
nice,
shop.
because then we don't have to go down the
So we walked through the coffee shop. I'm sitting there looking at graphic novels because I wanted to read another graphic novel, and you're over in, I think, fantasy.
Yeah.
And you hold up, like, I don't know if it's like an original version of the Bible or, you know, like a 1908 Oxford Dictionary, but that thing was like 4 inches thick. What was that book?
It's part of the Throne of Glass Throne series, or I don't know, but it's a Sarah J. Maas thing. And,
Okay.
you know, I've been slowly going through it.
So that book was humongous.
It was ginormous. Yeah, I didn't... You know, when you read them on your
It
device,
almost
you don't
looked
notice how big
comical
they are.
too. Like because
Well,
you
it
know,
was
like
kind
a
of a
book.
throwback to the Wheel of Time books that were just, you know, boom.
Yeah, it just
huge.
it because you know it gets to that point when the thickness of the book starts to look weird to the total size of the covers. Like it was kind of at that level.
And I found out that A Court of Thorns and Roses is being picked up as a TV show on Hulu.
I actually thought I had seen that too.
I'm
Just
kind of
through
excited
random
about it. I
fantasy.
forget who the writer is, but it's someone whose stuff I've liked before, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds cool. I wish it was the Emperor of Thorns, the Lawrence, what's his name? One of my favorite grimdark trilogies. I don't think they're going to do a lot of that. That's a dark one. Should we finish this up here? Let's finish off this episode. We'll get into immersion next time. We were going to talk immersion this time, but I don't know. Free RPG day.
Yeah.
What can you do? It
Yeah.
was exciting.
Yeah, it was fun.
Gretch, thank you for spending some time on this couch talking RPGs.
I want to go. I want to go lay down. I want to go get horizontal.
Oh, let's talk about. Oh, yeah, that sounds so good. I'm gonna stretch out, kick off my slippers. Okay, so like and subscribe, and if you've made it this far,
Then you're a trooper.
we give you a virtual high five.
Then you are going through what I go through all the time with Rob. Listening to him.
That's not very nice.
Is it? No.